What is up, YouTube people? It's your boy Patty Ninja, and another game has bitten the dust, is going to a farm upstate, is swimming with the fishes, however you want to say it. Marvel's Avengers will be dead later this year, and I wanted to talk about it. So without further ado, let's rock. The official Twitter handle for the game tweeted out a link to a blog post called The Final Update on the Future of Marvel's Avengers. And I'm paraphrasing here, but essentially it stated support for the game will discontinue on September 30th, after which digital purchases will no longer be available. All solo content will continue to be playable after support ends, and multiplayer will also remain available. Marvel's Avengers studio, Crystal Dynamics, does not plan on releasing actual new content, whether that's stories, heroes, or whatever, after update 2.7, which actually released in November, which included Winter Soldier, among other things. The final official update will be 2.8, which is just essentially a balance update, which will be released on March 31st, after which they will turn off the cosmetics marketplace and credits will no longer be available. Any players with credit balances will see those converted into in-game resources. And finally, all cosmetics will be available for free moving forward. And basically what that boils down to is that Crystal Dynamics is giving Marvel's Avengers the old double tap. While this news isn't super surprising, it is a bit disappointing because I do think that Marvel's Avengers had the potential to be great. An action brawler where you play as the actual Avengers, sign me up. Unfortunately, as we've seen a lot lately, whether it was the studio or the publisher, they seemed more concerned with making money than to actually making the game great. And people saw through that so quickly, and there really wasn't a push to play this game outside the initial rush when the game was released. It's funny, I do a weekly podcast, The Nerd You're Looking For, and we actually reviewed Avengers when it first came out a few years ago. Here's what I had to say back then. If this wasn't an Avengers game, and it was just like an original IP, I would be trashing it in this review. Because technically speaking, I think this is a pretty bad game. It's got a super repetitive gameplay loop. It's got a ton of bugs, at least again, the PC build had a ton of bugs, and it has a really poor loot system. That being said, it was really fun to play as the Avengers. And I hope Marvel's Avengers serves as a cautionary tale to developers in the future that not every game has to be a live service game. I may be in the minority here, but I actually don't mind live service games as much as most people do. I understand that video games are really expensive to make, and these companies are in the business of making money, and live service games are the unfortunate consequence of that. However, you have to make the game great first, and that's what Marvel's Avengers didn't do. If you make the game great first, people will want to play it, and then maybe have a plan to add things later if there's a demand. Marvel's Avengers was just a mediocre game that also had live service BS attached to it. But nobody had any incentive to continue playing a mediocre game. Which is a shame because I do think that they added some cool stuff later on. I was literally recording some gameplay for this video and I was like, man, they added Black Panther, they added Hawkeye, they added some really cool stuff. Unfortunately, because they made a live service game from a mediocre game, nobody cared. So like I said, I hope that this serves as a cautionary tale and that video game developers learn their lesson. Doesn't seem like they're going to, because the rumor has it that Suicide Squad might be going the same route as Marvel's Avengers. I hope not, but it seems like if the rumors are true, that is the case. With all that being said, this is the end of the video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, smash that like button, as the kids say. Consider subscribing. If you do subscribe, ding that bell. That way you get notified every time I post a video. I post weekly gaming related content. So if you enjoy that type of content, definitely consider subscribing and dinging that bell. But until next video, take it easy. What's up, YouTube people? It's your boy Patty McNinja, and this is my boy Yoshi, aka Kitty Boy. And we were just talking, and we agree that since you made it this far in the video, you might as well subscribe. You wouldn't want to disappoint Kitty Boy, would you?